Hey, what's up, you guys? Hi. Welcome all. Hope you guys are doing well. Nice to see you. We're back in UK, recovering from all that we've seen and experienced in Las Vegas and in Los Angeles. But we're ready to crack on with a new energy, new power, new excitement, so very on point. We had a couple of days back in UK and a lot of things already happening, so very excited about that. But this evening I wanted to share with you something that I think you'll find very important, especially for those of you who have goals, who have dreams, who are trying to reach, something, etc. I think you'll find this very useful. And also, if you're working with people who maybe need motivation or need support, etc., and maybe they are going for goals and for some targets, etc., it's very useful to share with them this thing because I like to call it vaccination. You know how you get a vaccination in order to prevent yourself from getting the flu or getting a particular disease, etc. Well, this is going to be like a psychological vaccination for you or for somebody you may know, because this will prepare a person to make sure that they don't fail on the way to success, or they don't stop on the way to success. So I've called it the 4 killers of success, because these 4 things probably kill more people's dreams and stop more people on their way to success than anything else that I've ever seen, especially in the business world, but in other areas as well. So the first killer of success is doubt. One of the biggest mistakes that people do is they start doubting. They start doubting themselves, they start doubting the company, they start doubting their products, they start doubting their opportunity, they start doubting basically. And the challenge is that most of the time our dreams, our goals, our ambitions, they don't happen overnight. They don't happen instantly. We don't get the results usually as fast as we would like to get them. And when those results don't come straight away, or when we come across challenges, people usually start doubting themselves. They go, oh, am I good enough? Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm too old, or maybe I'm too young, or maybe I'm black or white or blue and green or yellow or whatever, right? People start looking for things to doubt themselves in. And that's, of course, the worst thing you can do, because as soon as you start doubting yourself, it becomes so much more difficult to achieve something, but also it becomes a lot more difficult to lead other people and to convince other people, right? Because people just feel your energy. They sense where you're at. And if you're not sure where you're going, then guess what? Nobody gonna want to go with you there if you don't even know where you're going yourself. So as soon as you start doubting yourself, you start putting this energy across, and you start giving off that type of feeling, that type of vibe, where other people can start going, oh, I'm not sure where about them, So that's number one. The first enemy of success is doubt. The second one is disappointment. Oh my gosh. If you want to become successful in anything in life, you have to learn how to discipline your disappointments. You have to learn how to discipline your disappointments, because guess what? Challenge is gonna come. You want it or not, things will gonna be thrown at you. They call it Murphy's Committee. Whatever can go wrong will go wrong, right? So you have to prepare yourself for that. If you want to achieve something significant, if you want to achieve something meaningful, you will gonna face challenges, right? So if you know in advance that you will face challenges, then what you need to learn is how to discipline those disappointments. So when something doesn't go the way you wanted it to go, or doesn't go according to plan, or some surprise problems arise, or surprise challenges arise, well, you must understand that every person goes through that. Sometimes people get like a wrong idea that successful people don't get across challenges, or that successful people don't face problems, right? They think that it was easy for them in some way, right? That person is successful, or that person is making a lot of money, or that person is driving Ferrari. It probably was easy for them. It was just given on a plate, etc. But that's not true. Actually, successful people, they also face challenges. They also face adversities, etc. They say every master was once a disaster, and a master has failed more times than a novice has tried it. So the master has failed more times than a novice even attempted it, right? So exactly, Leanne, the more problems, the more success, right? Because you must understand, especially in business, you are a professional problem solver. That's what you are. The more problems you solve, the more challenges you overcome, the more successful you become. Simple as that, right? Because if you think about it, if you work as a worker for the company, right, and you are faced with a challenge or a problem, what are you going to do? You're going to pass that problem on to your supervisor, right? And if your supervisor doesn't know how to manage that problem or that difficulty, they will pass it on to a manager, and then a manager will pass it on to their manager, until it goes all the way to the top, until it reaches the CEO or the owner of the business. And guess what? The CEO or the owner, they don't have anybody to pass that problem on to. They have to resolve it. They have to solve that problem. And that's why they get the most money. They earn the most money, right? Because at that job, they get paid pretty good income, right? Because they have to take those responsibilities and they have to take those challenges and resolve them no matter what, because they don't have somebody to go to, right? So what you must understand, that successful people also face challenges. Right? Successful people also fit. By the way, guys, how do you like my In-N-Out Burger California t-shirt? The back is even better, but I can't show you. So basically, successful people also face challenges, but they don't allow those challenges to take them out of the game. They don't allow those challenges to extend for a long period of time. So they get upset, they get annoyed, they get frustrated, right? But for only small period of time, right? Something happens and they go, oh crap, I didn't want it to happen that way, or that's not according to plan. They go, well, oh well, it happened, let's get on with it, let's just keep doing it, right? And they just keep chasing their dreams, they keep going for the goal, they keep going for the mission, and they achieve it. But what amateurs do, what unsuccessful do, when they get a challenge or they get a problem, they allow that problem to linger. Now they go into what we call a pity party, right, for themselves, right? They go, oh, I'm so unlucky and life is horrible and the world is a nasty place, right? And they start being sorry for themselves, and they allow that one problem to last hours or days or even months in some cases, right? So they go, oh, I can't do anything now because of this challenge, and they allow that problem to really, really last a long time and to take them out of the game. In business, for example, sometimes you have a bad month in business, right? Where maybe you didn't hit your goals, or maybe you didn't make that amount of money that you wanted to make, etc. And what successful people do, they just brush off and they go, okay, let's try next month again. Let's try next month again. Whereas what unsuccessful people do, because they failed that month, they go, oh, the whole month is ruined, or the whole year is ruined. There's no point in even trying now. I'll just wait for next year, Or if they have a bad week, they write off the whole month. They go, oh, I had a bad week, so the whole month is ruined, etc. Lavas de Villa. So what happens is they basically allow these things to ruin their whole week or the whole month or the whole year, right? Until they can try again. What successful people do is just attack it again straight away. They don't allow the failure or the unsuccess to put them on their knees, and you must have seen, the quote from the Rocky movie by Sylvester Stallone, and it said, it's not a question if life gonna put you on your knees, it will put you on your knees, but the question is, will you get up, or otherwise it will keep you there permanently, right? So the fact is that you cannot allow it to take you out of the game, right? Indra is saying that the worst thing is to when you're a new person and you get across people's negativity, right? And absolutely. And actually, I'm coming to that one. That one actually is the next one on the list. So number 2 was disappointment, right? Number 3 is dream stealers, and that's exactly what she was talking about. It's the people they're gonna try to steal your dreams. Some people call them haters, some people call them trolls, some people call them negative Nancy's, or whatever you like to call them. It's basically people who very often, you know, for whatever reasons, you know, they have a negative outlook on the world. And very often these people will try to drag you down with them, right? So when you decide to go for your dream, when you decide to go for your goal, when you decide to achieve something that you've never achieved, very often those types of people, they will say, oh, you're not going to succeed at this. Oh, this is not going to work out for you. Oh, this is not, you know, you're not going to earn that money. You know, you're not going to get that prize. You know, you're not going to get that car, etc., etc., etc. So they try to drag you down. Then there's two reasons I believe that why people do. The first group of people are people who actually genuinely care for you. These are the people who love you and they don't want you to get hurt. You know, and we see that in a business world very often, where somebody decides, you know what, I want to start doing this business and I want to start chasing my dream. And their family and friends, because they love them and protect them and they don't want them to get hurt, they say, oh, don't do this, you know, don't go in a business for yourself, you know, just stick to your job, you know, it's safe, it's okay there, you know, it's stable, you know, don't go there, because they want to protect them, right? But unfortunately, by protecting them, they actually sometimes steal dreams from them, right? Because that person had a dream to achieve something big, but now because their family and friends spoke negatively, said, oh, you're not going to achieve it, oh, just leave it alone, just don't do that, they basically talk them out of doing it, right? And many people let these things, these type of things, cheat them out of big opportunities, you know? So that's the first group. But the second group is a bit more nastier. Is basically the people who haven't achieved much in life by themselves, and they don't feel very good about that, right? Because they haven't achieved much in life, or they don't even try to achieve anything in life. And because they don't feel very well about that, when they see somebody else like you, who is trying to chase their dreams, who is trying to achieve something, they then try to make themselves feel better. And the only way they can make themselves feel better is by ridiculing your dreams, by putting you down, by dragging you down, by saying, hey, it's never going to work out for you. That business is never going to work out for you. That dream of yours, you'll never reach it. That mountain of yours, you'll never climb it, you know. So they basically, deep down inside, they know they should be doing something like what you're doing, but because they are too lazy, or because they, for whatever reasons, they're not doing anything, then the other best thing to make themselves feel better is basically by dragging you down. And it is quite bad and it is quite horrible, but there's not much you can do about it. You know, there will be people like that who will try to do that for you, who will try to steal your dreams, you know, who, you know, you go on Facebook and you put something and somebody just goes and writes a negative comment for no reason, like literally, they don't even know what you're doing, right? Or they don't even know what you're trying to achieve, but they will go and try to bite you, or they will try to, you know, ridicule you, or whatever, for whatever reason. And to be honest with you, there's nothing you can do about it. And actually, when it comes to social media, I actually love haters. I actually love people who put negative comments. You know why? Because Facebook doesn't know whether it's negative or positive comment. And if I put something on Facebook and somebody writes under a comment which is negative, it will still, Facebook will go, oh, somebody commented on this post, that means it's a relevant post, that means it's a good information, let us push that post all the way to the top so that more people will see that post. So these haters, when I put posts on groups, or I put a post on my personal Facebook or whatever, and people will go and put negative comments, it's good for me, because it's actually going to push my post to the top so that even more people will see it, right? So even the haters have their own role in our life, right? And they will help you also to build your business, or to reach your dream, or to pass your message to as many people as possible, right? So before I used to block haters or used to delete the comments, I don't do that anymore. I allow them to write whatever they like, because that's just helping me to reach whatever I need to reach, right? To reach my goal, to reach more people, and to pass my message across, right? So that's number 3. Number 3 is dream stealers. And dream stealers is a big thing, you know, and again, unless you are prepared for it, unless you prepare your team members for it, the dream stealers can take them out, you know. So it's important that you you vaccinate people in advance, so they know, you know what, when you go, I know you're excited right now about the business, I know you want to reach your dreams and become financially free, etc. But when you get home and you talk to some of your family members or some of your friends, some of these people gonna try to talk you out of it, right? Some of these people might try, because they love you so much, they might actually try to get you out of it, right? So just be prepared, right? So when the person goes home and they do get that negative feedback, they go, oh, Gediminas has told me it's gonna happen, so it's okay. I know how to handle this, right? So that's number 3. And then last one, the last, number 4, the killer of success, number 4, is distraction. And that one is horrendous because so many people let small things cheat them out of big opportunities, right? So a lot of people get distracted all the time. You know, they get excited, they see an opportunity, or they see a challenge, or they decide to chase their dream, or they decide to do something, and then 5 minutes later they go, oh, donuts, and they already distracted, right? So it's extremely important, especially first of all for yourself. If you want to achieve something significant in your life, if you want to hit the goal, you want to achieve your dream or whatever it is, you have to put on the blinders. You know the stuff they put on horses? When horses are, in a carriage, they put the blinders so that the horses don't get scared or distracted. They only see straight ahead, right? That's what you need also. You need to put yourself blinders on so you're not distracted by all the other stuff, right? Because things will start happening. I see it all the time. People join a home-based business, and then guess what? Another 20 other companies start approaching them at the same time. And they go, oh, then this business is good, and this business is good. I don't know what to do, right? Or people start, a diet, and they go, oh, but this diet sounds exciting, and this diet sounds, and before you know it, they're trying everything, and nothing works for them, right? Because they're just basically being distracted. They're not focusing. Focus is follow one course of action until successful. Focus stands for follow one course of action until successful, right? Not 5 courses of action, not 15 courses of action, etc. Think about it. People who become successful in any area, whether it's business or sports or singing or acting or whatever, most of these people who are extremely successful, they have focused on one thing and never let go of it, right? They don't get distracted by 10 million other things, right? The word I like that people use is obsessed. They become obsessed by it, right? Every moment they have, they read about it, they listen about it, they study it, they practice it, they go to seminars about it, they buy books about it, they buy audio courses about it, they buy video courses about it, they attend, trainings about it, they do everything. They get a mentor or somebody that can coach them about it. So basically they become very, very, very much involved in that one thing. They immerse themselves in that experience, right? And that's why they become so successful, because they master it, right? Because they say in order for you to master something, you have to put in 10,000 hours into it. If you want to master anything in life, you have to put in 10,000 hours in it, right? So if you're putting 1 hour a day, it's going to take you 10,000 days to become really a master of that thing. But if you start putting 10 hours a day, then it's going to be 1,000 days, right? And so on. So this way you can speed up your success, or you can slow down by depending on how much time you're actually investing in that area, by depending on how much effort you're putting into that one thing, right? So distraction is a horrible thing, but if you know in advance that when you start chasing your dream, when you start going for this goal, distraction is going to happen, then you can prepare yourself. When I do goal setting with people, I say to them, think about what could prevent you from achieving this goal. What could stop you? What has stopped you in the past, right? And they think about it and they write all the reasons what has stopped them in the past and what challenges they came across. And then I say, okay, so now that you have identified those things, why don't you come up with ways how to overcome it? So if that thing comes up, how are you going to handle that? If this challenge comes up, how are you going to handle that? And they write down strategies for every one of those challenges, for all of those problems that could one day happen. So when those things happen, they don't sweat. Because they go, I've got a strategy already aligned for this problem. I already knew this is going to happen, and I already have a solution for this, right? If you do the same thing for your distractions, if you go, well, what distracted me in the past? Or maybe a new TV series coming out, or maybe, you know, this thing, or maybe that thing, right? And if you think of all of those things that could distract you, and think of a strategy that you could use to stop those things from distracting you from your goal, then guess what? You're sorted. You're on your way to success, and nothing can stop you. So these guys are the 4 enemies to success, 4 killers to success: doubt, disappointment, dream stealers, and distractions. If you learn and manage to work through these, if you prepare yourself for these, you will become unstoppable. You can achieve anything you want. You can earn as much as you want. You can reach whatever level you want. You can have and do anything you want if you learn how to handle these 4 and prepare yourself and your business partners for these 4 things. So I hope you got value from this, guys. If you did get value from this, please do share this with your friends and family. You know, hit the share button, etc. Spread the message. Let other people get value from this too. Comment below if you liked it, or you know, if you didn't like it as well. Comment below. If you're one of those haters, go ahead and hate some. Thanks very much. You guys have a great rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you at the top.